I'm in a silent bubble.
Yes.
Great. Great place for a wizard to be. Okay. Can I, even though my head is being like dragged back, can I still see Ethren through the door?
You can.
I put one hand up to try and like give a little bit of air. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to force a hand in there, and with the other hand, I point and cast the only spell that doesn't require vocal component.
Okay.
Which is Mind Spike.
Hell yes.
On Ethrend.
Hell yes.
So that he has to make a Wisdom 14 save. Octus reaches his hand out and draws a little sigil in the air that glows with this sort of green light. And then it sort of decays in this kind of purpley mist, and the mist shoots straight at Ethrend.
Incredible. I'm going to roll this in front of the board.
Okay.
I don't think it takes a very deep analysis to conclude how much trouble you are all in. I will also say at this moment that we have had a bar fight in the previous episode. The world of Ahriman has many different walks within it and many different opponents. And I will remind you as your friend, because we are playing a game together above the table, this world is not necessarily balanced in each and every instance. It contains a verisimilitude, and I wish for you to walk in the light of that truth.
Why do I feel like I'm being read terms and conditions?
Me too, me too, me too, me too.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to keep this because this is the reality of the House Taconis' planned slaughter of the House of Royce and Davinos. We're going to keep things extremely honest because the world of Ahriman is not fair.
Oh
So
my
stressful.
god.
So stressful. Yeah.
On a 9 or higher, Ethrend will save.
Okay.
Do it.
Yep.
14.
Oh.
That is a save.
The spell doesn't land. He takes half damage from the spell.
Okay.
That's something.
That's something, that's something, that's something.
So it's
Okay.
not a great roll, so that's... He takes half of 9 psychic damage.
Okay. This will still prompt a concentration check from him.
Fab, that's so
Love
good.
that. Gotta make up. You.
Okay. So, going into this attack, half of 9 is he takes 4 points of damage. As the spell goes off, it is a difficulty 10. He's making a Constitution saving throw.
Your gun seems pretty hardy, right?
Yeah.
On a 9 or higher, he saves. 19.
Yep. And he can't get air, and he's just staring at his brother and trying to. The thoughts in his head are all over the place because he hasn't seen his brother in over 5 years, and he can't figure out why all of a sudden his brother would be with these ghouls and attacking him, and that's the end of his turn.
Ethrend looks at you as you see blood pools under his eyes from the damage of the psychic spell you just cast. Looks at you and mouths the words, "Not yours," and pulls out a curved knife and steps into the room. Does a 16 hit?
16 is my armor class, yeah. What?
Brennan.
It's a natural 20.
No! Well, I'm glad we're all dressed for a funeral. What the hell?
He deals you.
He's not.
He deals you 15 points of damage.
Don't.
I have 1 hit point left.
I will reach over there, so help me.
Do it.
There's no better outfit for an Enya slow death scene.
Oh no.
What is your hit point total?
23.
Because this is a crit, if he deals 24 points of damage,
Oh.
if he deals 24 points of damage, this will be the end.
What?
Yeah, if you
Double over.
hit your max again.
This is too much.
Yeah.
Too much. I have to stand over here.
Yeah, I feel like I want to go walk into the set. Do I
We'll start with a +3
want to
to damage.
I want to say. My body doesn't know what it wants.
It's 9, so that's 12. He takes out the knife, plunges it into your stomach in the silence, and begins to saw up, gets up to your navel from where he stabbed in under the belly button. That is 21 points of damage.
Oh my god!
There's another 9. So that's, we said he needs to do 24, and that's 21. These need to be a 1 and a 2, or a 1 and a 1 for you to not die in this moment.
Yeah.
He looks into your eyes. He drops the silence and goes, "Traitor, you should have welcomed the name alone as a gift, even though there has always been something wrong with you." With a 7, he withdraws the dagger, and the hand that holds the Stone of Night Song, he plunges into your core, and you can feel ice-cold fingers release the stone and begin to wrap around your heart from inside you.
As the what a music change. As he starts to feel cold and his strength leaves him, still having the garrote around his neck and this hand inside of him, he just stares at his brother. And he just thinks that he's never gonna get to keep his promise and meet up with Thimble like he said. And he just Pin disappears as that lets go. And you just see it kind of fall apart into pieces.
Pin falling apart in front of you. Velas, you see this. Taisha, you see this. Taisha, it is your turn as you thunder over the threshold and watch Pin turn to see you and disconstitute, falling apart.
I race up, and it's like a big dog trying to hit the brakes, all of a sudden just stopping right in front of Pin. And it's just a growl low in this very large, very dark wolf's throat. But from the creak of the gate and the rustle of the hedges and the tree branches, you hear Taisha's voice all around you. Breaking. Where is Octus?
He's inside.
And is there something I don't care about the ghouls. I don't care about Julian. I need to find him.
Upstairs, having taken a lethal amount of damage, we forego death saving throws. The amount of damage is enough for an instant death. Taisha below, in the adrenaline of the moment, surging forward. You can give me an investigation check to attempt to find him as quickly as possible. What I will say in this moment is the difficulty, because there is a large palace that he could be anywhere within, the difficulty to instantly know where he is 25. The difficulty to lower the next round's check by 5 is just a difficulty 10. You will have to search the palace to find him.
But the silence was dropped. And I'm a wolf. Can I hear anything? Can I smell blood?
Give me a perception check. With the scent, you can do so with advantage.
22. Wait, hold on. That's wolf stats. Plus 2 more. 24.
24. On a 24 perception, you, I will say, smell blood on the wind, and about 80 feet up in the air, there is an open balcony in which you can hear muffled movement. You smell blood for sure, and you hear a scream as Lady Aranessa bites down on a ghoul's hand from within the room, screaming at the top of her lungs as the silence drops.
I'm getting like in base to base with 2 of them if I can.
5, 10,
And that's double speed,
15,
right?
20, 25. You don't need to use the
That's
extra
true.
action, because even though you'd used your speed on getting hit with the spell, your speed is now 60. So you're
let's
in the
go.
room.
Yes.
Let's go.
I love it here.
Every movement of yours is just trails of radiant gold and the flashing of wings as you move through this space.
Whoa.
I think he's gonna like rush in that chest to the right. He's going to jump onto with one leg and then leap off, kind of a double in the air flip with his rapier coming down to stab down towards kind of the clavicle and shoulder area of the ghoul that's nearest to him.
Hell yeah. Aranessa, even grappled, she is neither meek nor mild. With a kick from her high-heeled shoe, she's going to give you flanking on this attack.
Alrighty. Great, that's gonna be an 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
Alrighty. So with that, that's gonna be, well, because I have advantage on it, I do get sneak attack.
Yes, you do.
So that's gonna be 9.
Come on now.
So 10 points of piercing damage on that strike.
Yes, hell yeah. Are you, of the 3, there's 2 within reach of you, 1 more wounded than the other, which do you hit?
Right. That one there.
Yes. So are you going for the more wounded or the less wounded?
I'm
of
going
the
for
two?
the more wounded one.
More wounded one. 10 points of damage is exactly how much health it had left. How do you want to do this? Something good happens.
So as the
Finally
rapier
something else done.
pierces down into the body, kind of my weight coming onto it, I release the rapier, grab it with my gauntleted hand, and like with it facing downward, tear the rapier out and kind of carve through its chest, if I can.
Bones and viscera scatter across the floor. The first of the ghouls has fallen. Octus,
Yeah.
on your turn
Welcome back.
in the realm of death, you have failed your wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Taisha is suddenly gone, and you watch as some too many commands were heeded at once to come back, to go home, to walk the path to something new. In this space, with Taisha suddenly gone, you can feel the hand of Primus Taconis, your father, drawing you into the dark. In this moment, you have to think of something. What are you going to do?
You said that I split. Is this a thing that is there? Am I seeing like another of me? Like I'm splitting.
It looks as though there is a tear in the middle of your soul. Something is opening wide, and you can tell that this is something that should not. If you unravel, there will be no end to the unraveling.
This isn't right. I'm not. I think this needs to close. And he's gonna take his fingers and push them in to start almost taking the motion as though he's sewing himself back up to try and seal up this tear, to put himself back together to where he's supposed to be, to fix the problem as much as he can. This needs to be sealed shut.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Okay. I don't like that die.
I've been testy tonight.
18.
You start to stitch yourself back up. As you do, you can feel yourself being lifted off the ground and drawn towards something you don't want to go to.
No, I'm not supposed to go there. Father, you... I don't belong to you. I belong here with them.
Stitches. You belong where we... Something's moving. There's a face looking down. You're on a table. But the Lady Araness is not here. You're not in the Palazzo Divinos. Face, white and spectral, looks down. Something's wrong with the boy. Promise, you fool. What have you done? You feel something stirring inside you. Something's messing with the stitches from inside of you. In the forest, you're back here moving towards the darkness. The stitches, there's something pushing against them. It's stopping your work. A wing bursts out of your midsection. You look down and see suddenly a little nose pushes out. And from the gory midsection, wet with your own viscera, a tiny little fox, its head unattached to any body at all, turns around and looks up at you, scared. We move from Octus back to the Palazzo Divinos. I'm going to need another Arcana check from you in this space. I'm going to say getting below a 10 is very bad, and getting a 20 or higher will produce some hidden knowledge for your spirit now cast into the darkness in the realm of death.
That is 19.
One shy. There's something. You look at Pin's head emerging. There's something inside you stirring. You feel sick. You shouldn't even feel like you have a body in a place like this. Pin looks up at you. Cocks his head so soaked with your blood that his fur is matted to the side. His ears go flat against his head.
Take my hand and reach it up inside me, busting through some of the stitches and try and pull whatever's in there out. It's making me... It's wrong. This isn't supposed to be in here. And try and pull out whatever's in there.
Give me either medicine or sleight of hand.
What the hell's my sleight of hand? Okay. Okay, that is a 15 medicine.
There are things moving inside of you, but there's something that's very still. An arm reaching up past little Pin's head. On a 15, you can only do one thing on that roll. You can remove Pin's head and maybe see if there's any other parts of him in there. You can try to move these fluttering things inside you to one side or the other, or you can reach towards something very still. You can only do one of those on a 15.
This is not... I'm gonna reach towards the thing that's very still. It's not supposed to be in there.
You reach in, and your hand wraps around a stone where your heart should be. You pull it out. That translucent face looks down at you from that table, somewhere not in death or life, and goes, "No! No!" In the forest, you come apart. Birds fly everywhere, nightingales. The last part of your soul that remains is a hand clutching a stone. That's the last we're going to see of you. Alex, I'll ask you to step away from the table.
I'm sorry, what?
We return to the Palazzo Divinos.
Maybe we could start with the things you say my brother held over your head. Where to start? I fought in the Shapers' War. I helped with my family murder a god. I watched it happen with my own eyes.
Okay, he's older than me.
That wine is older than me. How old are we talking about? A few centuries, give or take. I was created during the Shapers' War. I woke up. I woke up 2 days before the death of Rowan, the trickster goddess. 2 days before I was created to destroy her. I'm used to half-truths. It's what I do best. This is uncomfortable.
What do you mean? What do you mean created? You were born...
I'll ask actually for Arcana checks from any of the three of you.
I'm trying to think of how to do this without having things get really messy.
Have Arcana or Religion.
Natural one.
Natural one, you got it.
That's fair.
8.
19.
19.
On a 19, there are a couple other... You're an orc, so the pariah blades were the swords that were crafted by the Loy family, by Taisha's family, to destroy the god of war. And you know that there were the other sort of weapons of the mortals of the Shapers' War. I think you had heard that the humans had actually made staves, that there were essentially spellcasters that were to destroy the god of the sun. There was the elves only made one. The elves made one arrow, the last arrow, to destroy their goddess. But sitting here, as Bolaire invokes the name of the dead trickster god, god of the halflings, you realize on a 19, you've never heard what the weapons of the halflings were. Maybe that's a gap in your education, but also, did you hear you might have heard somewhere that there was like a rumor that was one of them, but it's not. You suddenly realize you don't know that with certainty. Like, you know, the sword that killed the god of war is enshrined in like a domed, beautiful glass exhibit right upstairs. Mm-hmm. That's not what happened with the weapons of the halflings. And you don't actually know what those weapons even were.
Born a little less than a century ago.
Not born.
Made.
Made.
He belongs in a museum.
I've been torn, looking back and forth between Hal and Bolaire, and watching. I've been ready to see how Hal responds to this, but at this moment, seeing this confession, I walk up to you. You are alive. Yes.
I mean, I suppose that depends on your definition of alive. That gets very
Are
complicated.
you a machine?
No. I'm not.
Are you somewhere in between?
I'm a part. I am a character. I am of the Panto. A series of masks created to perform a very, very specific play, and a play that was designed to murder a god. This mask could be worn by anyone. No. The mask can wear anyone. I can wear anyone.
I love poetry and verse, but can we speak in prose for a moment here?
This is me, unfortunately stuck to this. I need this, but I'm not in here. This is just what I need.
Does Bolaire's ear look the way it looked 48 hours ago?
No. Well, you can't see it. It's underneath the hair.
Okay.
So if you put on a different mask, would you be a different person?
Give me a perception check with advantage.
I can answer that.
It's not that good, actually. Not a good roll. Just a 12.
Just 12. Gotcha.
I really thought you were more clever than that. No. If I put on a different person, I'm still the same mask. Do you understand? All right. Is this the way it's going?
Wait, come here. And I get very close to you, and I start to put my hand on your face.
On the mask?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I run my finger across. I trace whatever the shape of this mask is, where there's a cheekbone, I'll trace along that, the jaw, the nose. Does it feel like flesh? Is this flesh?
How would I know? And I remove my wig.
You see, this is not on that 23 insight from before, and you see a chip out of the ear. And earlier tonight, to revisit the time in Speak No Evil, that den of fiendish magic down in the fray, when our dear friend Obrus Drime cast sleep on Bolaire. Bolaire, you remember the unconsciousness, and waking up as Obrus Drime looked at the rune in the center of the mask, became enchanted and charmed, put the mask on, and there was Bolaire looking at his old body before the glass cleaver came into his hand.
I pulled my own clothes off of my old body, chopped my old body up, threw most of it in the fire. I have a few things just to make sure. Cleaned up, put my clothes back on, and came here for a nice shower.
I need a moment without innuendo. You and I have spoken about literature for over 200 hours over coffee in the neighborhood around the Rookery. You have attended performances where my daughter played music. I want to hear you say the words, speak plainly and true. Who or what are you?
I am an object created to kill a god. I am a thing. I am a mask that can be worn. I am a mask that wears other people. I am as old as the war itself. When I am not worn, I sleep. Minutes after the death of the trickster, I slept until the next war, where I was worn and used, and then I slept, and then I was worn and used, and I slept through battle after battle. And then one day, during the Falconers' Rebellion, I suddenly had the first thought that hadn't been put in my head when I was created. I had realized that the play I was written for was long over. I was a character whose play had ended, and I had just been left there, waiting, just running through the motions, and I suddenly knew there must be more. And so I ran away. I saw an opportunity. I took the body that was holding me, and I left. And I found my way here. I know these things. I have seen all these things. This was something I was good at. This was something I could do. That is not what I was made for. And I went through the motions, and I didn't change, really. I was just another character. And then one day, I saw one of your plays. And for the first time, theater was more. And, oh my God, Hal, everything you write changes everything. Knowing you has made me bigger. Watching your talent has made me capable of wanting to be more. And I don't know how to express what it is, because you are the only friend I've ever had. But I was ready to tell you everything before your brother, and instead he poisoned it. And you're genuinely all I have beyond this. He's ruined my career. He's poisoned the only friendship that ever mattered to me, and I will do anything to make this work, to make this better, because this is the most important thing I've ever known. This theater is so important. You're so important. Your children are so important.
There are certain moments where there can be no room for error. Standing here in the garden of the Loy family, where they first spoke to each other almost 100 years ago, long before the Shapers' War, where an orcish smith looked at his family and said, I can work wonders of steel and forge engines of war. Why can't I keep my family safe? What would it take to make something that could make us free? Standing beside here, Azune, in your head, remember, 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 remember. Like the strings of a great instrument being plucked, you watch Murray reaching out with this mage hand. There's only one way this happens. To give you a chance. It goes wrong every time. Except for right here, right now. Bolaire's hands. Bolaire, you know with intimate detail how to handle dead bodies. You did it earlier today.
Yeah.
Hal and Taisha, your hands are closed. You have to get this right. Taisha, in the garden of your family, Julian, farthest away from what now unfolds as your shadow gets longer. Valus, reaching in, flesh is parted, and something where a heart should be is removed. This is an auspicious day. Murray, you see it, the stone of night song. And as it is removed, flapping of wings, not only Taisha and Valus, but all of you can hear as from a distant wood. Nightingale. Nat 20. Stone is here, and Bolaire, it floats in that mage hand. That medicine check is successful. The perfect preservation of magical forces is unveiled in this moment. Bolaire and Murray, you make eye contact with each other. This group of people in this space, Murray, you are certain, was supposed to happen. Not by the will of some god, not by some plan. It was supposed to happen if and only if you want this city to be saved. Turns out you do. Because several absolutely thunderous, potent, magical mistakes are not only prevented, but in this moment, mended. You've fixed things you weren't even aware had been broken. And Bolaire and Murray, as you look at each other, you realize you are very different people, but you've just done one of the most important magical acts that this city's ever seen, and this is where they made a sword that killed the gods.
Want to share your work with the class?
I don't know how to process this.
I don't know if we can.
I take in for a flash as it's kind of levitating in this mage hand. And Murray looks at Bolaire.
What is this?
Gravity. And for like a brief second, and Murray kind of has like squinches the exhaustion in her eye, but she sees like a grid of space-time, and in this grid, the rock weighs heavy and bends a little bit as it all washes over us. And then she sees it, and almost for a brief second, takes the threads with her pen, her, oh my God, my brain, my quill fingernail, and you start to see the true calling of the dwarves as she starts to trace, in almost like a script-like pattern, a grid, and she sends it over in almost like a little hammock and holds it with her mage hand very delicately, this stone.
Gravity. The inevitability of objects to come into contact. Oh.
You all hear a gasp, and not only from yours, as the ground shakes, you hear a gasp. You hear a gasp From Octus to Conus. Alex, would you come to the table, please?
Is there a chair?
Oh, we need a chair.
Here.
Here you go.
It's right behind you. It's behind you.
Octus,
Yes.
you wake up dead.
What happened?
I move from fully in Hal's embrace to just tackle this dude. Go, you're dead!
I am.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
There's still a hole in the chest.
Are you alright? Are you alright?
Everything's still open. Right?
Your viscera are absolutely open. Your innards are fully exposed, and you see that they begin to wriggle and writhe.
Bodies do
Get
that.
your hand out of my stomach before it closes.
And you see that leaping from your viscera, pincushion lands on your chest.
Wow.
He was inside?
I have no idea.
Followed him here.
I saw him at the palazzo.
Wow. Why are you here?
Is that the
your
most
first
important
question?
Thank you!
Octus awoke Bolaire on your nat 20 from Murray. You see, Murray, you understand this is your first nat 20 that you used your portent ability for. It is not destiny. It is not the calling of some god saying what will be. There is a grid. There are words of creation. There is a rhythm to the matter of life and death. And much like throwing an enormous stone into a stream, yes, the stream of time moves forward, but some events are so heavy with their gravity that they can send ripples backwards up the stream when the stone falls into the water. And you are capable, with the words of creation you have learned, of sensing those events so important that they can be felt before they happen. You see this. You stand with Bolaire. Octus awakens as his own blood falls in a drop from the Stone of Night Song, and as it landed in his viscera, and you see that blood turns into a ribbon, and the ribbon, just like you did on the other side, stitches you closed.
What an absolutely uncomfortable feeling.